when people talk about grizzlies and getting attacked by grizzlies and mauled by grizzlies and this and that, you oftentimes hear all of the comparisons, which would be you have more of a chance of getting struck by lightning, of getting crushed by a crowd, of falling from a ladder and dying than you do of getting killed by a grizzly bear. What percent of Americans might get mauled by a grizzly bear? That's an extremely, extremely, extremely low number. It's almost like impossible to even, have enough zeros after the decimal point to explain it. But if I was to say, what percent of archery elk hunters have a chance of getting scratched by a grizzly bear, it might be a little bit higher. Or having a close encounter is going to be higher, but still it's infinitesimal. But I heard a writer once describe it as being not a physical threat, it's a psychological threat. When you see something like this, I don't know why, but you just can't not imagine it being your torso. When I look at a ladder, I don't imagine my head being bashed in on a brick that I fell on when I tripped off it. But I look at this and I just picture like, my God, what would that do to my gut? Psychological, but still real. Jed Smith and Hugh Glass were mauled by grizzly bears at a time when there weren't a whole lot of fellas running around out west. It does happen. I want to continue that thought about being afraid of bears. I was talking about like the psychological fear. I think there's like a genetic fear too. There's something deep going on. It's like wired and ingrained in your head. Because, I have a 1-year-old baby, all right? If I was to take a taser and lay the taser in front of my 1-year-old baby, he'd instantly pick that thing up, okay? If I take a spider and I show him a spider, he freaks out, will not touch it. We just carry in us some don'ts. And I think that when we look at a bear, we're way beyond rationality. We're tapping into some deep down thing that is kind of saying, don't.